Now we go across to Zambia for the market update there. We were talking earlier about emerald auctions. Now we're looking at the exchange there. And we're joined by Tidale Mwale, who is senior broker at Panjo Renaissance. Good morning, Tidale. Let's have an overview, first of all, of what the market's been doing.
Hi, David. Thank you for having me on the program. Basically, the stock exchange, the Lusaka Stock Exchange last week, the week ending 10th May 2013, wasn't very impressive. We had a turnover of 1.7 million Kwacha, which was about $320,000. Not very good. We didn't have a lot of volumes moving. Shares didn't exchange hands as well as they could have. The main contributors to the turnover were Zanaco, which contributed about 37% to the main turnover. African Explosives contributed, say, about 20%, and Celtel, which is now Airtel Zambia, contributed 14%. However, we expect this week to perform a lot more better, considering that Monday and yesterday, which was Tuesday, we had quite some good contribution. We've already done about 44% of last week's turnover, so we expect that this week will be a lot better than the way last week went.
You mentioned Zanaco. The banking sector in Zambia generally, would they be the major player there? And how liquid are those stocks? How easy is it to get in there? Because if you're looking at the African growth story, the banking sector, certainly in Kenya, has shown growth. And there's also the link up with the telecoms industry. So give us a feel for that sector.
The banking sector is doing quite well, particularly Zanaco. We also have quite good demand in Standard Chartered Bank. The other two banks, which are Cavmont and Investrust, haven't been doing so well. It's been extremely quiet on those two counters. Zanaco, on the other hand, always has demand there. We see a lot of buyers coming in. We also see quite some price movement. Like last week, Zanaco went up 3.7% to where it currently is because of the kind of demand we have there. We would expect, considering the demand that's there, we would expect to see a lot more price movement, but that hasn't been the case. I think mostly because we do not have enough stock available to cover the demand. Standard Chartered has been very active as well, but we tend to see not so much price movement in the past few weeks. Also, again, there because of the lack of availability of stock, but we do have demand in those counters as well. The banking sector has been doing quite well. We also have quite demand in the manufacturing stocks like Lafarge. There's a lot of demand there. We're seeing price movements in that counter as well. Bidders coming in and outbidding each other. We have other stocks like British American Tobacco, which also have a lot of volumes on the bid side. Not so much price movement, again, because we don't have the stock to be able to satisfy the kind of demand that's on the counters.
It's unfortunate, of course, if the market is not able to meet the demand. I referred earlier to that banking sector in Kenya, which has had great synergies with the telecom sector, in particular the cell phone. So cell phone banking taking off in Kenya in a way that's almost bypassing the fixed line sector. So a whole lot of consumers who've never had a fixed line phone are going straight to a cell phone and never perhaps will have a fixed line phone. And Safaricom certainly is a company that's benefited from that. Is there an equivalent in Zambia, and is that sector showing similar growth and synergies with the banking sector?
Yes, we do have that kind of link between the banking sector and the telecommunications. Again, you'd like to see that trickle over to the communication stock that we've got, which is Airtel. We would like to see also some demand grow in Airtel, triggered by the demand that is growing in the banking sector as well. That hasn't been the case. Airtel has been a bit quiet. Of course, it's been one of the good stocks that we've had on the exchange, but it's gone quiet following the consolidation that took place a couple of months back.